Ads no match for me, a tier 3 sub. Typical! Literally, I pressed the add button. Literally pressed the add button. And the game starts. Well, this is why you guys should be subs, because then moments like this don't affect you at all. See, today being a sellout is working out for sure. Alright, so soO's on the top left and Clem's in the bottom right. We're gonna get this one started up a bit of ZVT in the ace match here of Liquid versus the Kwangdong Freecs. Finally. As we get this up and running and see what is gonna go down. Clem's got some beastie headphones on. Those ear cups on those headphones are like almost the size of Clem's head. So he's almost got like 3 heads on his shoulders right now, I swear. Oh yeah, guys, make sure you type out what's happening in the game so nobody misses out, right? Yeah, that would be good. If you guys could just write that, you know, soO's going pool first, Clem has 3 heads on his shoulders. Just keep everyone updated in the chat, that would be perfect. Because if nothing else, they'll realize what they're missing out on. And you know what? Then they'll sub. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Do. Well, soO. TvZ did not go so well for him, but maybe, just maybe, we'll see some better ZVT out of him. Fingers crossed. Anything very possible definitely can happen. And this in a few moments' time. Is this best of 1? Yes, this is best of 1. It's the ace match. It's 3-3 in the overall series. So one map wins this series for their team. Reaper gets backed away, and as people start to come out of the ads, we will realize that they did in fact miss absolutely nothing. We can see that SCV on a little bit of a patrol out the front as we get set up. And just look to see what's going on. He decides what map they play the ace match on. It's predetermined, so this map is already predetermined, and then they have to pick the player for the ace based on the map as well. So this is actually quite a nice Terran map. So I wonder if they thought about that when they chose to send out soO/Clem. Keen might not have been a bad choice, but a TvT perhaps. Anyways, oh, let's see. Fun to see how soO does. We have a factory swapping over to the reactor. A couple of Hellions on the way out. Let's see the Reaper coming through. Queen is going to get there, push that Reaper back a little bit, and the medevac going to be spawning in just a few moments. Popping out there, and just going to be seeing the armory coming down from Clem on the main base. Just getting that armory up and running to begin with. So Clem just going to get aggressive straight away. A few Hellbats, try and get something done. Let's see how successful he may be. As we get our first attack rolling here now. soO's preparation for this is currently minimal. Queens, a few things, but still droning, and no actual real tech behind it. His third hatchery is now finishing up, as he's still droning, and here we go with Clem. The 420 Hellbat attack. Hellbats can wolf in a second if he wants to. He's actually just taking damage on the Hellions right now. That is actually kind of bad, no? Because he took a lot of damage on the Hellions. That means that he kind of lost a lot of HP, which was very avoidable. Nice bit of micro to lift up the hurt. Hellbat right there, buy a few extra moments on it as Ling's streaming in. I'm not doing too well. There's only 4 queens here as well. I really feel like this was actually one of those moments where if these were Hellbats, this would have done extremely well. And instead it's done okay, but you're still going to get maybe one more queen at the end of this. That Hellion has to run away. That queen just living. I almost feel like this wasn't terrible, no? I just felt like it could have been so much better. I really feel like we missed out there with the I really feel like we missed out with not having a Hellbats morphed in sooner. I imagine there's just the 2 Hellbats to be that much tankier. So we're gonna siege up from afar. Clem doing what he can. Stimpack behind this. The transition already starting up. As that lib comes back around the other side. I'm just going to be seeing the Spore coming through. Libra going to be chased away. And again, Lair, Alien Nest, all of that coming online still. Frank's going to float back down, go after the reactor there. It's going to land that up. CC's going to be continuing in there as well. It's just continuing that up right now as we get ourselves into the next stage of this game. Heli upgrades continuing in. Just going to be seeing a few Hellions rallying back towards the natural where everything else will gather up. And again, one more upgrades coming through. I'm just going to be seeing Med Clem ready for maybe a bit of a push out now. He's got Stim finish, Combat Shield 1-1. All of this again set as Marine Hellion Medevac will get ready to go out to the other side. And grab an Overlord as we go. I mean, Clem took the in-base 3rd, so that's not really too much of an issue. 4th can move out now as well, though. So, yeah, just kind of getting a 4th base up super quickly in the game, which is kind of what the map allows you to do. So, I'm going to have a pretty beastly economy, all things considered. Does lose out on the Liberator now. It's going to start pushing up to the top with the rest of this Bioforce again. Extra few Balins morphing in. Tank is going to get the Tech Lab. Marines still working their way out down to the low ground. These SCVs transitioning over to the 4th base location as that Planetary Fortress will be coming online. So, we need to just pull that together. Did we just lose game sounds? They didn't hear that Overlord dying at all, I swear. As the turret firing, meters do get chased away. I'm just going to be having the meters trying to come back around. And Clem, when does he want to go attacking? I mean, maybe now with a few medevacs, but it is dangerous with the meters out. Obviously, you can't just fully rely on being able to just lift up into the medevacs and escape away every time, right? So, I'll be a little cautious around that as we do see the Marines coming back to medevacs. We do lift up, we try to get away. Not enough meters, it seems, to punish this, because we are going to be getting this set up for the moment. And Hellbats went back around the center. He's going to be seeing the medevacs on that right side. Ling's Bane's Reader's going to try and jump on this army on the left. Clem didn't have everything here because he just talked about that army that pulled off to the right. So a few of those units moving off in that direction as now we got more Lings in the center again. Drilling Claws coming through. Ling Bane going to run up this ramp. Now you've seen a Thor going off onto the few meters here. Continuing to pull the Marines back right now. Just going to be seeing the meters going in after that tank as well. Ling Bane still continuing to roll on forwards. It's going to be seeing depots getting busted down. The Ling Bane still trying to bust through his Clem. Is going to be taking some damage here. soO wanting to deal a lot of eco damage so you can just rebuild and go again and basically just keep this onslaught up running, basically. But actually might be difficult to do as the meters trading out with Marines, but not exactly super well. And another one goes down on the tail end. I feel like this was okay for Clem, actually. He killed off enough units. This turns out all right for him. And back in from the bottom right, just going to be relocating to the front. Clem needs to obviously just get that army up and running again. He actually maintained a lot of his economy during this attack, which is really good because it should mean he can just crank out army a second time around here. I do like that soO's teching behind this, though. He's on his way to the hive tech already, so he's not being slowed down, and he's not getting stuck on the Ling Bane meter. Recognizing he has good map control, recognizing he has good kind of, you know, chances to tech, he will take those and just say, okay, let's take these chances while I've got them. Instead of anything else, is just going to be seeing a few Banes rolling through for a handful of Marines. There's going to be seeing our mutas coming in from the right side. Will eat a Widow Mine shot, though. This Clem just needs to keep on trying to defend as best he can. There's not really much else he can do apart from just hoping that soO continues to attack into him and not trading well while he maintains, again, as much economy as possible. With the 5th base now on location on the bottom side. Again, this is very doable for Clem if he can just keep on holding on with the defense reasonably well. +3 attack will start on the engineering bay. These do have outlings running through. Thought lifted up, drop back down. The banelings go to blow up the planetary fortress, and they are going to get it. I need to pull, sorry. Excuse me. They do get the planetary fortress, so taking the base down, I mean, that's definitely a big deal. Removing the economy from the game. Sorry, excuse me again. Removing the economy from the game for Clem definitely goes a long way. We've got our Bioforce just continuing up through the center. Sorry guys, I'm still recovering from COVID a bit, so apologies if my voice does randomly just die. Yeah, pushing through the middle of the map, Clem continuing across towards the upper left-hand side. I'm just going to be seeing a good amount of creep being cleared out, but he's still on creep because it's not faded away yet, so the speed boost is still there for these Lings to engage. We save the force to the high ground. That's nice because it should zone the mutas away, and then the Bioforce on the high ground is actually going to be able to do enough against the Ling Bane force that will not be able to justify continuing to move through there, and that will be shut down then for the moment. Clem is still pushing, which I'm almost a bit surprised about. I didn't think he'd be quite as far forward with this army right now. I feel like he would have just been happy to let the creep recede a little bit, but maybe wants to make sure the creep doesn't get replaced. That is a possibility as well, right? Just fighting before the queens come through to replace it. I would like to actually have that properly receding, if at all possible. He's coming in, +3 attack is in trouble, but we're going to buy the time to get the Thors here, and that's enough to scare the Mutalisks off. And that's all you need for the moment. Keep those mutas away from those engineering bays, because obviously that is something you do not want to be losing out on. Losing those upgrades would be potentially disastrous. Feelings here and there getting picked off as well. As you see, the Thors are going to lift back up into medevacs. More Widow Mine shots continue to go off. Bioforce pushing through. A lot of Lings potentially in a lot of trouble. Extra Banes coming back around. Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way up. So this is becoming a thing. Switching into some more Hellbats later in the game. Getting that Infernal Pre-Igniter so they have Blue Flame. Mara was doing it kind of when he was kind of up onto basically Ghost Thor and then adding Hellbats in. Clem seems to like doing it as a bit of an earlier transition, and I'm genuinely a bit surprised that he tries to pull it in an earlier transition, because I'm just surprised the Hellbats are thought to be that effective this early on. Maybe makes sense a bit later when you're making Ghost Thor. You don't really want to make Marines, so you can put your minerals onto Hellbats, but putting minerals onto Hellbats now feels like it reduces the Marine count, which is something you're very happy to have at this stage, right? And then we do grab that queen. The extra banelings still up producing here. That's going to be seen our Thors moving up the right hand side. Away they go. As they're trying to figure out what to do. Wouldn't mind blowing up a few more Mutalisks and Ling Bane Ultra. They continue across. Bioforce still up the left hand side here, going towards this hatch. And these Lings and these Banes are going to continue to roll on through. Widow Mines are going to get blown up. And this Bioforce still just retreating away, but this fight now off creep, but do we have anything to fight through the Ultras? Not really. Even the Marauder count is very low on the front lines there, so not really an ideal moment to be engaging. Clem's definitely allowing this game to stay drawn out, at least stay on the edge for the moment. There's just creep all over this map. I know Clem's holding 5 bases, but soO has, what, 3, 6, 8 bases right now, and potential for multiple more. I think this map might be a bit too big just to try and hold on 5 bases, but I'll see what Clem does. See what his plan turns out to be. I mean, sometimes you can only play with what you're given, and right now that is just to survive. And if you can just survive, yeah, maybe you can make it work. His army supply is much higher than soO's, so there's potential to overrun in a big fight. Absolutely. Couple of Thors going down. Just going to see Ghost sniping. The Ultras do go down, so obviously the Ghost count getting up there a little bit now as well from Clem. That later game transition coming through. Does lose about 20, 25 army supply there and has to rebuild that back up again. Next round's Bane's morphing in. Ling's gonna go join up there as well. Mutas are back through into the middle of the map. That's Marines, Ghosts coming in. Just gonna be getting rid of the units here. Just gonna be spreading our units out. Halbat's starting to fight. Ghosts splitting backward as well. Tank sieging, and we do have this Ling Bane force continuing through. Bane's really running in for this. We see a lot of those Banes going down. Gonna be seeing Clem immediately gonna go relaunch onto the map after that. Obviously soO's already instantly rebuilt and has a ton of money. 3k, 2.5k in the bank right now as these Ultras get a bunch of Ghosts. That's really nice. Those are the more expensive units for Clem to be replacing. Those are the ones you want to be trying to preserve in these fights. Doesn't matter so much if you lose the buffer units, but losing the Ghosts, and that might just be what makes it so that Clem can't really easily recover in this game anymore. Still introducing those Hellbats into the army. Again, just seems to be a new thing we've been seeing since Valencia, as recent as that. So this is kind of new grounds, new territory in the game. Playing Bane, Muta, Ultra. Down the right-hand side, some Muta might set up. I mean, Clem's going to have a kind of a flank in, but he's got Liberators set to the far right that just aren't going to matter, and this is a lot of Banelings. Orbital, Planetary, both going down. Well, the Orbital's on fire in the skies. I probably will still die here. 18 SCVs. We've got Ultras chasing around the right side. They will get killed off. I think a tank or two defensively on that right side comes through there. That's a good hit to the economy, and honestly a good army trade as well for soO. He really resets the numbers a bit. Kills the medevac with Ghost, and I think Clem is in a bit too much trouble here, guys. The Thor trying to do a little bit more to push this back. Clem survive, and he still has that bottom left base. He still has the right base. He's still, in theory, has 5 bases, right? I mean, his base count is still good. It's just, I don't know if he actually has what he needs to rebuild quickly, especially after losing a chunk of SCVs this time around. And yeah, soO is waiting on this round of Ultras to finish in that round of Lings. And we'll probably be right out across the map again, once again, just applying pressure straight away to get into Clem's face. At this point, there's not really much again to do. I mean, it's not been this way for a while for Clem. You just kind of got to wait for soO to pick the fight. You can't really be the one to initiate here. You just got to try and hold, defend, make the Zerg, try and take a fight. That's a bad decision for them. So we've seen the Ling Bane Ultra still coming through, so this is going to be soO committing in once again here. That tank gets blown up, that Thor gets taken down, these Banes are still going to keep rolling forward into Widow Mines and all sorts. I mean, this is what Clem wants, right? Trade as badly as you can into me, and I'll be happy to go from there. soO does find a clump of Ghosts at the end. There's some Ghosts left over that are sniping down Ultras. Now Ultras realize there's actually no energy left, so they're going to go forward again. A few Mutas to support. I mean, this is basically Clem's standing army, it would seem. Clem knows that this one's over. GG's, and soO is going to get the W.